always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
Greetings, people of Earth and the known universe. You're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is your Captain Keith. And we titled this one, Bill Cosby Stripped, Drake, Nice for What, and Becky with the Good Hair. That's the name of this podcast episode. So, and to get started, Rita Ora. If I were Becky with the good hair, wouldn't I actually have to have good hair? It's a nice picture of her when she says this. Rita Ora is again pushing back against the notion that she was the inspiration behind Beyonce's Becky with the Good Hair line in her track, Sorry. When the lyrics were mentioned to her again in a recent interview, the singer again insisted she did not have a relationship with Bey's husband, Jay-Z, her former label boss. But this time, she offered what she sees as proof that she couldn't possibly be Becky. If I were Becky with the good hair, wouldn't I actually have to have good hair? Question mark. You know, question, right? Look at it. It's all weave and extensions, she told Britain's Sunday Times. Okay, most women don't out themselves with their weaves, you know. You might know it's a weave. It may look obvious that it's a weave, but there is no mention of the weave. So, so that was impressive. Rita also said she has far too much respect for Beyonce to even consider entertaining her man. Nobody can ever say anything wrong about that woman in front of me. I get emotional just talking about it, she said. Okay. Rita was signed to Jay-Z's Roc Nation record label a decade ago, but has since quit the company and joined the folks at Atlantic Records. Okay. Things got testy between the two, and Rita suggests their feud would have been different if she were a man. Whoa, okay. Wow, now it's starting to get a little bit deeper. I want to find the right word here, and maybe this is my interpretation, but I do feel I got discriminated against because I was a woman, she said. I almost felt maybe this is just my interpretation. I could have had a better chance if I'd been male. Wow, okay. She said, I mean, that's how she feels. That's what she feels. While she's back on good terms with Jay-Z, calling him very cordial when she bumped into him recently, she's now made her older sister, Elena, her business manager, with the pair sharing similar views of how they see her future in the industry. To be honest, I'd always wanted to become a household name, not just a pop singer. That was my dream, she explained. My sister and I, we argue like crazy all the time, but we're very proud of what we've done up to this point. Right on. Good luck to you, Miss Rita Ora. So, and yeah, that stinks that you felt that way. But if you felt that way, you felt that way for a reason. So, but hey, you're doing good things and new things, and we wish you all the best here at Golden State Media Concepts. Join the fight. It's a nice picture of Sugar Ray Leonard with his fist up and a good old smile, that $1 million plus smile of his. So, it's his 9th annual Big Fighters, Big Calls charity night to benefit Sugar Ray Leonard Foundation. There's a nice picture of him with Bill Bellamy and Cedric the Entertainer. Bill Bellamy was the host, and it's the 2018 Golden Glove Award honoree Cedric the Entertainer with them. That's cool. So, in Los Angeles, California, for the 9th year, B. Riley FBR Incorporated will present the annual Big Fighters Big Calls charity boxing night on Wednesday, May 23rd at Loews, and it's Loews, Santa Monica Beach Hotel. Actor and comedian Bill Bellamy will return as host of the star-studded exclusive event that will feature first-class entertainment, 4 action-packed live fights presented by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, and a live and silent auction display featuring iconic memorabilia and one-of-a-kind items and experiences. The proceeds from this event will benefit the Sugar Ray Leonard Foundation and their mission to fund life-changing research, care, and awareness for pediatric type 1 and 2 diabetes, and to help children live healthier lives through diet and exercise. That's very nice, Mr. Leonard. You were a great fighter back in your day. I'm definitely a fan. The live fights presented by Golden Boy Promotions will feature, I don't even know how to say this name, Jousque, Jousce, Tito Gonzalez. He's 7-0 with 7 KOs of Glendora, California, in a 6-round super featherweight fight. And Irish pugilist Aaron Silencer McKenna, who's 2-0 with 1 KO. In a 6-round welterweight fight, Ramel Caballero, who's 0-1, will compete in a 4-round clash in the 130-pound division, while Oscar Acevedo, who's 2-0, will participate in a 4-round super featherweight battle. And folks, let me tell you, I've been to professional boxing matches, and sometimes the best fights are the featherweights and the lightweights, because they go in, they go hard, they go at it. It's fighting for real, and it's fun to watch. So if you get a chance to go to a boxing match, a professional one, watch the opening ticket, because they're going for it. They're raw, they're hungry, and they're doing it. It's fun. It's not polished, and it's just guts and glory. So yeah, this should be a good time for people. Additionally, the evening will honor multi-talented actor, comedian, and committed philanthropist Cedric the Entertainer with the 2018 Golden Glove Award. I love that. So cool. Like, you have the Golden Globes, and now you have the Golden Glove Award for like boxing. I think that's amazing. The award in part will acknowledge his numerous charitable endeavors spanning more than 15 years. I didn't know this about Cedric the Entertainer, which have enhanced the lives of inner city youth and their families nationally. More specifically, in theme with the evening's purpose, the Golden Glove Award will be presented in recognition of Cedric's work with Step On Up, an educational program developed by Pfizer Incorporated in collaboration with the American Diabetes Association, encouraging awareness, proactivity, and medical screenings among the 29 million people in the U.S. living with diabetes who also experience diabetic nerve pain, aka DPN, which stands for diabetic peripheral neuropathy. Diabetic nerve pain is a shooting, burning, or stabbing pain in their feet or hands, a condition that affects 1 in 5 people living with diabetes. Since 2014, the charismatic funny man has been motivating Americans who suffer from these serious conditions to step up and talk to their doctors and medical professionals. Tell them Cedric sent you. His effective rallying call has found its way into American lexicon. Cedric's inspiration for lending his voice to the worthy cause is personal in origin, ignited when his father, who was living with type 2 diabetes, began experiencing diabetic nerve pain. And I have seen commercials with Cedric the Entertainer talking about this experience with his father and talking about the importance of, getting tested for diabetic nerve pain. So I've seen his commercials. So yeah, this is the real deal. He's the real deal. So I think that's awesome, Mr. Cedric the Entertainer. The 9th annual Big Fighters, Big Cause Charity Boxing Night is presented by B. Riley FBR Incorporated, a leading investment bank which provides corporate finance research and sales and trading to corporate, institutional, and high net worth individual clients. So, a media alert with further information on the fight card and attendance will be announced in the coming weeks. For more information about this and to purchase tickets, please visit the www.sugarrayleonard fdn.org/ticket-sales. So, and about Sugar Ray Leonard, his foundation, the Sugar Ray Leonard Foundation was established in 2009 by boxing legend and 6-time world champion Sugar Ray Leonard and his wife Bernadette. The Sugar Ray Leonard Foundation is committed to funding research and care for pediatric type 1 and 2 diabetes and creates awareness for both diseases. The foundation also strives to help children live healthier lives through diet and exercise. We already spoke about that. Type 1 diabetes strikes both children and adults at any age. It comes on suddenly, causes dependence on injected or pumped insulin for life, and carries the constant threat of devastating complications. Type 2 diabetes in children is on the rise, fueled largely by the obesity epidemic. Leonard draws from his personal experience and boxing career to provide inspiration for funding research to combat this disease. For more information, I already gave you his website. It's www.sugarrayleonard.fdn.org. You like and follow on Twitter at Sugar Ray Leonard, and Facebook, facebook.com/SugarRayLeonard6. So there you go. Very cool stuff. Donna Summer, folks. It's been a while since we've spoken about Miss Summer. Inside the Broadway Theater Review Summer, the Donna Summer musical. Dim all the lights, but not on her story. So there's a musical about Donna Summer. I think that's really cool. So once again, it's called Summer, the Donna Summer musical. It's filled with good intentions, but ultimately makes some bad choices. Ooh, okay. Starring Tony Award winner LaChanze Ariana DeBose and newcomer Storm Lever as three Donnas from different phases of the iconic singer/songwriter's career. Summer opened up April 23rd of this year at the Lunt-Fontanne Theater, directed by two-time Tony Award winner Des McAnuff, with book by Coleman Domingo, Robert Carey, and McAnuff. Summer is produced by music industry veteran Tommy Mottola and theatrical production giant The Dodgers. Okay. Though Summer, who died in May 2012, sustained a more than 4-decade career, the musical centers mostly around her rise to fame and her most successful recording, including I Feel Love, MacArthur Park, No More Tears, Enough's Enough on the radio, and Bad Girls. She Works Hard for the Money, Dim All the Lights, Hot Stuff, and Last Dance. Oh, I forgot about Hot Stuff. That's the jam. The production also highlights her family and her humble beginnings in Boston, her life in Germany, her husband's, children, and her career as painter. LaChanze, Diva Donna / Mary Gaines, DeBose, Disco Donna, and Lever, Duckling Donna / Mimi, deliver stellar performances throughout the production. The musical's strengths include the beautiful and stunning wardrobe and wig creations by Paul Tazwell, in custom design, and Charles G. LaPont, wig and hair design, which represents the look, style, and glamour befitting the disco queen. Falling in line with the recent increase of female conductors and musicians in New York theater productions over the last few years, Summer features an all-female band under the direction of male conductor keyboardist Taylor Peckham, which is an appropriate fit for today's feminist movement and a story of female empowerment. The stellar pit lineup includes Deborah Barsha, associate conductor / keyboardist, Victoria Theodore, keyboard, Michelle Marie Nestor, guitar, Sharice Rogers, bass, Courtney Rose, percussion, and Rosa Avila, drums. In addition, there are 11 women and 4 men in the ensemble cast, with many of the women playing male roles. Unfortunately, Domingo, Carey, and McAnuff's book for Summer is thin on story, failing to focus substantively on the low points and most challenging times of her life. The 100-minute narrative neglects to highlight other significant moments and achievements that shaped her into a global cultural icon. Several highly publicized but less positive stories are glossed over, including her 1976 attempted suicide and her 1979 return to Christianity. The book never fully delves into an incident of sexual abuse as a child by her pastor at the family's church. It also neglected is an ugly controversy from the 1980s regarding her anti-gay remarks she allegedly made during the early years of the AIDS epidemic. Comments she adamantly denied for years. As a result, she became the target of a boycott by some of the members of the LGBT community. Her music was removed from some radio stations, playlists, and thousands of her recordings were returned to the label several years later, the alleged rumors and controversy escalated to a $30 million lawsuit she filed against New York Magazine, which was later settled out of court. Other significant moments absent from the stage production are the journey years before Summer recorded her first album, Lady of the Night, released in Europe, and her first international hit record, Love to Love You Baby. Oh yeah, that's the jam too, with music partners and producers Giorgio Moroder and Pete Bellotti. The singer-songwriter began a career in the late 60s where she worked as a part-time model, session singer, and backup vocalist. She was also ventured into rock music. I didn't know that. Okay. I did not know that at all. Fluent in German, Summer recorded numerous songs in her second language and performed in several musical productions before her Munich company theatrical debut as Sheila in the rock musical Hair. She was also a member of the Vienna People's Opera in Austria. Summer was also among the first group of African-American artists to have her video, She Works Hard for the Money, played in heavy rotation on MTV. And she was also the first black female artist to be nominated for an MTV Video Music Award for Best Female Video and Best Choreography. See, that's cool. I had no idea all this information about Donna Summer. A very diverse person, an artist. worked in Europe before she blew up in America. Who knew? There's that, but that sounds about right, though. We all know the story of Jimi Hendrix, and if you don't, maybe we'll talk about it some other time. He had to go to London to get seen there by the British rock stars, then come back to America. Then he blew up, but he was from America. So that's awesome. Actually, I'm still kind of curious about seeing that Donna Summer musical. I'm still kind of curious, definitely. And for those of you who didn't know, Childish Gambino released a new video this week called "This Is America." And there's 11 symbolic depiction of Black lives in the U.S. captured in this Is America video. It's considered very controversial, very ultra violent in its sense. The rapper / artist is showing a certain picture of America and how it has treated African American people in regards to gun violence. And that's definitely a video that's probably going to be talked about for years to come. So, but yeah, there's definitely a breakdown in regards to the video and the symbolism with it. So, but yeah. So we'll see about talking about that a little bit later on in the podcast. Divine intervention, folks. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are hanging out at the 2008 Met Gala. Yes, people, the Met Gala was this past week, and as usual, it's a big fashion extravaganza, and there is a picture of Nicki Minaj and Cardi B speaking, and it says, "Is Jeremy Scott responsible for mending the bridge between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj?" So we'll talk about that after this break.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now. Don't bother. What's hot on Netflix and everything in between. That's GSMCpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
And we are back. Once again, you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is your Captain Keith speaking. And we were just talking about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj at the Met Gala. So let's break this down. So Cardi attended, her first Met Gala as the Moschino Designers Plus One. Nicki is a close friend of Jeremy's. And in 2016, they attended the Met Gala together. So it would make sense that Jeremy thought it his civic duty to unite the feuding rappers. So photographers caught Nicki and Cardi in conversation, and it looks like things went exceedingly well. Minaj might have even rubbed Cardi's baby bump. There's a reason this year's theme was heavenly bodies, fashion, and the Catholic imagination, people. So, in a recent interview, Nicki said Cardi begged to be featured on her motorsport collaboration with Migos. After hearing Cardi talk about her experience in a way that Nicki did not take kindly to, she said, "I really fully supported her up until this recent interview that she did. I had never seen her show me genuine love in an interview. And I can just imagine how many girls wish they could have been on a song with Nicki Minaj. I'm not saying it in a cocky way," she continued. So, but it looks like, these two have chosen to forgive and forget. So that's cool. So, Dancing with the Stars, people. Athletes who got eliminated. So, and then there were 6. Dancing with the Stars just said goodbye to another 2 stars. And while it's sad, it also kind of feels like it's for the best. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a legend, but his partner Lindsay Arnold had to sit on the shoulders of another dancer to even get close to his height in order to actually dance with him. And Enrique Ongumboale is so busy with college finals that she keeps having to take red eyes back to Indiana, arriving just in time to get to her morning classes. That's crazy. And it's amazing, but it's just crazy. We're just 2 weeks in, but already halfway through this little experiment of ABCs. And while it's actually extremely fun to watch these athletes dance, it also feels kind of sad so far. Adam Rippon, Mirai Ngusu, and Josh Norman, and even Tanya Hardin could have killed it on a normal season. And it feels like they're a little wasted here in this shortened season. Okay. That's good to know. Plus, the usual fan fave Disney night got relegated to one dance by Mirai and Alan, which was incredible, but not enough. The real good news is that while it normally takes more than 2 weeks to hit all 9s and some 10s, these athletes are already there. Mirai and Adam both got 3 9s and a 10, further making us think they're both a lock for the Final 4, and one of them will probably win. So we're fine with that. So very cool. Elon Musk, America's favorite billionaire, or one of them at least, says Elon Musk and Grimes couple up at the 2018 Met Gala. Okay. So yes, there's a star and her name is Grimes, and I'm just trying to figure out how I feel about that. And that's kind of a, in hip hop and over in England, grime or grimy is a style of hip hop, which basically is just like hardcore or their version of hardcore gangster rap. So, Elon Musk and Grimes seem to be making a statement at the 2018 Met Gala. The 46-year-old Tesla co-founder and the 30-year-old musician walked the red carpet together at fashion's biggest event of the year on Monday in New York City. The sighting of the duo comes shortly after Page 6 reported that they are quietly dating. The site reports that the couple met around a month ago, and they have Twitter and a shared sense of humor to thank for their new romance. Okay. All right. Social media, y'all. Elon was researching the idea of joking about Rococo Basilisk, and when he saw Grimes had already joked about it, he reached out to her. An insider told Page 6. Grimes said this was the first time in 3 years that anyone understood the joke. They were both poking fun at Al. Okay. So, and there's a picture of them. There they are. So, and also at the Met Gala, it was awkward. Amber Heard, This is the couple's first public appearance together, and Musk's ex, Amber Heard, also happens to be in attendance at the fashion event. I'm sure that he saw her there. Heard and Musk went public with their romance in early 2017, but split in August. The duo spots reconciliation rumors over the following months, even vacationing together in Chile, but a source told E! News in December they are not dating. Yeah, it looks that way if you showed up with Grimes. Just saying. So, Ashley Judd is suing Harvey Weinstein. The Kiss the Girls star files a lawsuit against the Hollywood mogul, alleging that he torpedoed her career after she refused sexual advances. So, okay. So we'll see what happens with that lawsuit with Miss Judd. Bill Cosby and Roman Polanski have been expelled from the Film Academy. Yes, they are no longer members of the Academy. In a press release sent out on Thursday, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences revealed that the Board of Governors met on Tuesday night and decided to expel Cosby and Polanski from membership. So now, mind you too, folks, Roman Polanski has an Academy Award as a director. So the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences Board of Governors met on Tuesday night, May 1st, and has voted to expel actor Bill Cosby and director Roman Polanski from its membership in accordance with the organization's standards of conduct. The Academy said in a statement, the board continues to encourage ethical standards that require members to uphold the Academy's values of respect for human dignity. The news comes a week after Cosby was convicted of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault. The 80-year-old actor, who has been accused of sexual misconduct by dozens of other women, denies all wrongdoing. Polanski, meanwhile, fled the country while awaiting sentencing for statutory rape in 1978. The director pleaded not guilty to all charges, but later accepted a plea bargain which included dismissal of the 5 initial charges: rape by use of drugs, perversion, sodomy, lewd and lascivious act upon a child under 14. And furnishing a controlled substance to a minor in exchange for a guilty plea to the lesser charge of engaging in unlawful sexual intercourse. He fled to France hours before his sentencing. Harvey Weinstein was expelled from the Academy in October 2017 following numerous accusations of sexual harassment and assault. The disgraced producer has denied all accusations of non-consensual sex. The standards of conduct that got Cosby and Polanski expelled were put in place in December 2017. Still, there's no new current development in regards to Harvey Weinstein and whether or not he will be facing criminal charges. But the Academy, they acted in regards to Bill Cosby and Roman Polanski. But as I just stated before, as I previously stated, Mr. Weinstein has been expelled from the Academy as well. Kim Kardashian explains why Kanye West's 2018 Met Gala absence, why he's gone. And she wears bondage look to the after party. Oh, yeah, folks. Keeping up with Kanye. There's something about Kanye. And here's a little slice for you. So, let's see. I'm looking at the picture of Kim, and she's got this serious looking kind of dominatrix leather outfit on. I'm not gonna lie, it looks good. It does. So, Kim Kardashian may have gone to the 2018 Met Gala solo on Monday, but her hubby, Kanye West, had a pretty good excuse for not attending alongside her. After the 37-year-old reality star shared several sexy photos and videos of her golden Versace look, Yeezy retweeted one image with a series of fire emojis. Love you, babe. Wish you were here with me. But you're only finishing up 5 albums, Kim replied, using laughing fire, and heart emojis. West, 40, has been making headlines lately for his controversial tweets about slavery, President Donald Trump, and more, prompting many of his famous friends, including John Legend, to speak out. Chris's momager, Kris Jenner, I don't know who came up with that title, momager. I'm just not feeling that title. But, okay, it is what it is. How about Chris, the manager, but hey. Kris Jenner, who also attended the Met Gala, recently spoke out about West on the Jenner show. She states, I think that anything he does, and I just think that this is important to say, is he always does things with really good intentions, Jenner said. So I'm going to let him explain himself when the time is ready. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a very funny statement. Okay, yeah. You read between the lines, people. Read between the lines. Following the glamorous affair, Kim stripped down into an even more revealing looking, rocking a leather bondage style Versace mini dress with see-through heels. The look was reminiscent of a gown designed by Gianni Versace for his sister Donatella, which was recently featured in American Crime Story, The Assassination of Gianni Versace. Yeah. Yeah, there's another picture of it. And yeah, it's nice. She looks great in it. Yeah, she looks great. She does. But she also has this fierce, kind of mean look on her face, though. And I've never seen her look like that before, but it works. It looks good. She kept her hair up in the high ponytail with her long, dark locks falling by her side. One very special accessory from the evening was her long fingernails, which were actually delivered by a VIP. When one fan shared pics of Kim talking to Katy Perry backstage, Kim replied, Katie actually flew my nails on her plane over to me from LA. You know, laugh out loud. They're just glued on. So I had to show her. Okay. I don't know if that's true or not. But hey, when you're rich like that, maybe you can just fly some nails, your friend's nails to her. Who knows? Hey, I don't know. Frances McDormand crashes John Boyega's epic Met Gala hang with Tiffany Haddish, Chadwick Boseman, and more. So she was at the Met Gala and she has this teal like dress outfit, and like her headdress is like these teal looking leaves covering half of her face. Yeah. It's an interesting outfit. And by the way, she is a great actress. Yeah, we love Frances McDormand. So I still have to watch 3 Billboards. It's supposed to be a great movie, and she was awesome in Fargo, if you didn't know. And other things. She's good in everything she does. More about Frances Met Gala party crashing after this break.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And yes, folks, once again, you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast, and this is Captain Keith, and we're talking about Frances McDormand, and she was crashing to hang out with John Boyega, Tiffany Haddish, and Chadwick Boseman. So I always, after showing up to the Met Gala at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York City, on Monday, rocking an inexplicable and truly enormous Valentino floral headpiece, the 3 Billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri star had an apparently very exhausting night. Yeah. And there's apparently a clip of John Boyega posting to Twitter. Toward the end of the evening, John Boyega, of Star Wars fame, people, and Pacific Rim, a sequel, pulled out his camera to film a quick video of himself, Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson, Tiffany Haddish, and Diddy, among others, all hang outside in the black tie event, whose theme this year was Heavenly Bodies, Fashion, and the Catholic Imagination. Yeah, that sounds very interesting. I'm still trying to figure out what that theme is about and how they came up with that, but okay. As they all cheer and celebrate like best friends at prom, a blonde-haired figure can be seen just barely slowly walking to the middle of their group. As the camera pans down, we can see it is in fact McDormand herself. She's crashing, she's photobombing, The Oscar winner is no longer rocking the enormous headpiece, which looked like she was being swarmed by teal butterflies, nor is she wearing her massive ruffled turquoise cloak that she arrived in. Instead, she's only in the canary yellow jumpsuit she was wearing underneath her more elaborate costuming, and she also appears to have fallen asleep while hugging Lana Waithe. What makes this moment so amazing, other than the total and overwhelming amount of star power all hanging out together, is that it wasn't even the most bizarre video McDormand was a part of in relation to this year's Met Gala. On Monday evening, Vogue posted a surreal video of McDormand dancing inside the Metropolitan Museum of Art in full Valentino regalia, set to Where's Your Head At by Basement Jaxx. Okay, That sounds cool. McDormand really is the free-spirited fashion nymph that gives events like the Met Gala that sprinkle of magic they really need. So, all right, very cool. I'm gonna have to look for that. It sounds like very cool listening to her or watching her dance the Basement Jacks. That sounds very cool. Sanaa Lathan on hashtag Who Bit Beyonce. I would never do anything malicious is the quote. She's on the cover of Health magazine, looks like, for the June issue. It says she looks great. She has a pink bathing suit, one-piece bathing suit on, and her natural hair, and it's cut short. Well, it's cut, yeah. Says the affair's new star gets real about beauty, confidence, overcoming panic attacks, and embracing happiness. Right on. But yes, Sanaa Lathan, movie star, finally breaks her silence about the rumors linking her to hashtag Who Bit Beyonce. Still don't know who it is. Lathan appears on the cover of Health's June issue, as I was saying, where she shares her thoughts about the reports that she was the actress who bit Beyonce's face at the Jay-Z concert after party. The story made headlines in March when Tiffany Haddish recalled her version of the events, but refused to name the biter. Miss Haddish is not snitching. Apparently they get ditches, snitches, apparently. So I've been told. I think it's the most absurd thing I've ever been involved with, Lathan told the magazine. Thank God I've been in this business for 20 years and have had so many rumors about me that used to devastate me in my 20s. But in order to survive in this business, you just have to let it roll. She continued, I adore Beyonce. I mean, who doesn't, right? I would never do anything malicious like that to her or to anyone. It's so bizarre. I thought it was the funniest thing ever that it was a news story. It's so crazy. I know, right? There's a nice picture of Sanaa standing next to Beyonce. Yeah. They both got great smiles. They look good. Haddish revealed her version of the story in an interview with GQ in which she went into further detail about how her selfie with Beyonce came about. Beyonce stormed away, went up to Jay-Z and was like, Jay, come here. This bleep. And snatched him. They went to the back of the room. I was like, what just happened? And Beyonce's friend walked up and was like, can you believe this bleep just bit Beyonce? The girls trip star said. But when Haddish offered to fight the biter for the singer, Beyonce told her to chill and took a selfie with the comedian instead. So Sanaa denied the claims on Twitter after the story blew up, writing, y'all are funny. Under no circumstances did I bite Beyonce. And if I did, it would have been a love bite. Hey, okay. I understand. So, I've been hearing rumors about this for a while now. R. Kelly allegedly admitted that he cannot read or write to Wendy Williams. There's a picture of Kells on stage, singing to his fans. Wendy Williams cries, saying that R. Kelly doesn't know how to read or write. It's difficult to believe that with as much access to education as there is in North America, there are still people who do not know how to read or write. While illiteracy was a phenomenon we can read about in our history books, reading and writing are considered some of the most important tools to learn during childhood development. According to Wendy Williams, R. Kelly may not even know about all the negative press coverage he has been receiving these days with his alleged sex cult. Yes, folks, I'm doing a story about R. Kelly, and yeah, and I had to use that word sex cult. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. While the media has been heavily covering any updates in the developing story, R. Kelly allegedly once revealed to the television host that he cannot read, write, or add numbers. Almost 10 years ago, R. Kelly revealed that he had an issue with reading, noting that he had only graduated elementary school because of his basketball skills. According to Wendy Williams, the singer still suffers from illiteracy, and she also has additionally major secrets about him that she pledges to take to the grave with her. When discussing R. Kelly's current scandal, Wendy broke down in tears at the mere thought that he could not read or write. While the news is certainly surprising, the host claims she has many more stories about him that she was shocked even he told her. Whatever R. Kelly said to her has to be pretty bad, because if it's anything more surprising than the rumors that are already out, we're not sure we even want to hear it. Okay. But now here's the thing, though. So, this is a rumor. I mean, so apparently Wendy Williams has discussed this, but to my knowledge, there has been no public appearance on television or on radio where Mr. Robert Kelly, aka R. Kelly, has acknowledged or stated that this is a fact. We know that R. Kelly is a songwriter, a musician. He's written songs for other people, Aaliyah, Ronald Isley, the Isley Brothers, Sparkle. So if he can't read and write, then how is he able to compose music? Now, you don't have to read music in order to write music. Jimi Hendrix could not read music, but he wrote amazing music. So we know there are plenty of musicians who are talented who can't read music, but they can play it. But I'm just trying to figure out how all this is possible if this man is a songwriter. So to my knowledge, there has not been any public acknowledgement from Mr. Kelly that this is the case. So I just wanted to put that out there. So we don't know. Bill Cosby was stripped of coveted Kennedy Center honor and Mark Twain Prize. Picture of Mr. Cosby leaning on the podium, smiling, looking down at the Mark Twain statue. So 2 more prestigious honors have been taken away from Bill Cosby following his sexual assault conviction on April 26th. The comedian lost both his Kennedy Center honors recognition and his Mark Twain Prize for American humor, according to the Associated Press. The 2 are given out annually by the Kennedy Center's Board of Trustees, which voted Tuesday to rescind an award for the first time in its history after a jury found Cosby guilty on 3 counts of sexual assault. Mr. Cosby has also been stripped of numerous doctorate degrees from different universities all over the country and all over the world. This is all happening. It's really surreal that in 2018 that I have to report all this, but this is where we are now. Cosby received the Kennedy Center honor in 1998 for lifetime achievement in the performing arts. In 2009, he was the 12th recipient of the Mark Twain Prize for American humor. So, I mean, this is happening. I still can't believe I'm living in a world where at one time America's most beloved favorite dad, Bill Cosby, is here in this instance, convictions and awards rescinded. It's really surreal and bizarre. The comedian lost both his Kennedy Center honors recognition and his Mark Twain Prize for American humor. I already mentioned that. Okay. I already talked about that. Excuse me. So basically, the honors and Mark Twain Prize are given to artists who, through their lifetime of work, have left an indelible impact on American culture. As a result of Mr. Cosby's recent criminal conviction, the board concluded that his actions have overshadowed the very career accomplishments these distinctions from the Kennedy Center intended to recognize. The Arts Center said in a statement, and that's true. It is true. Bill Cosby has been an accomplished and famous comedian and actor, a legendary TV series, and that's all being undone now with his legalities and with his conviction. This is all true. Cosby, 80, faces a maximum of 30 years in prison following his conviction in his retrial. Within hours of the verdict, colleges and universities that had awarded honorary degrees to Cosby began rescinding them. I mean, that was happening before the convictions, but more after the conviction. They all just started rescinding his awards. Last week, Cosby and director Roman Polanski were kicked out of the Academy of Motion Pictures and the Arts and Sciences. So that's the group behind the Academy Awards. So we discussed that, definitely. So more news for you. There is a man who claims he is the great-grandson of Three Stooges star Mo Howard. He is a biracial man named Rovier Carrington. And he has brought a lawsuit against the late Paramount chief Brad Gray. He accuses him of raping him. Rover Carrington has filed a $100 million lawsuit against Gray and the former president of MTV. He also accuses of Viacom are covering up the rape scandal. In the complaint, Gray, who died of cancer in 2017, allegedly sexually assaulted Carrington, Rovier Carrington, on separate occasions, including in December 2010 at the Polo Lounge in Beverly Hills. So now, mind you, there's the Me Too movement going on. So this is a part of all that. The court documents obtained by the Hollywood Reporter details incidents of coercion, violence, and sexual misconduct by Gray. There's a picture of him, and this man, he looks like he could be Mo Howard's son from the Three Stooges. He's like a black version of him. He has those features. He looks, yeah. He really does. It's just, this is interesting. So, there's a picture of Mr. Brad Gray. Gray indicated to Carrington that if he did not have sex with him, he would destroy any chance the plaintiff had of building a career in the entertainment industry. The lawsuit filed in Manhattan Supreme Court states that Gray demanded Carrington drink alcohol to make it easier, at which point he proceeded to pour the spirit down Carrington's throat, ripped off his clothes, and proceeded to rape him without a condom. So this is, wow. After the assault, Carrington said Gray threatened him and tried to trick him into signing a non-disclosure agreement in this regard. So, according to the New York Daily News, Carrington claims that in May and June 2011, Viacom's Human Resources Department had contacted him several times and asked that he sign a non-disclosure agreement. He was also informed that he would receive an envelope filled with money. But Carrington refused to sign, and he claims an alleged deal he had to produce his reality TV series The Life of a Trendsetter was canceled by Paramount Pictures. He says he was also blacklisted from the studio's parent company, Viacom, and unable to find work in the industry. According to the report, Carrington claims Brian Graydon, former MTV president, contacted him on social media in 2014 and offered to contact the Viacom boss, Sumner Redstone, on his behalf to get the blacklist lifted, but only if Carrington agreed to have sex with him. Here we go again. Wow. He says Graydon told him the offer was his only option if he wanted to work in the entertainment industry again. Carrington is seeking damages between $15 million and $100 million. So when we hear more about that story, we'll let you know. But yeah, that's crazy. More entertainment news after this last break.
Golden State Media Concepts bring you Book Review Podcast, a haven for bookworms of all ages and the widest genres, from mystery to memoirs, romance to comedy, fantasy to sci-fi. If you love to read, this is a podcast for you. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Book Review Podcast.
And we are back. Once again, you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is Captain Keith. And in more entertainment news, Jay-Z's lawyers say SEC investigation has become a celebrity hunt. So, looks like honoree Jay-Z accepts the President's Merit Award on stage during the Clive Davis and Recording Academy pre-Grammy Gala and Grammy salute to industry icons honoring Jay-Z on January 27, 2018 in New York City. That's nice. A nice little picture of him with that award. Now, lawyers for Jay-Z say the Securities and Exchange Commission has gone on a celebrity hunt by demanding that the rapper submit to unlimited questioning about various businesses, according to Billboard. As previously reported, the SEC is investigating the Iconics brand group to learn if federal securities laws were violated when the company reported financial results. Jay-Z sold his Rocawear apparel brand to Iconics over a decade ago. Jay's lawyers wrote in a court filing Monday that he has agreed to testify for a full day before the regulatory agency, but is opposing appearing for as many days as the SEC would like. The court filing was made in advance of today's hearing on the matter in Manhattan Federal Court, scheduled by U.S. District Judge Paul Gardiff. Okay, so we'll see what happens with Hove in that regard. Janet Jackson will be honored with Billboard's most prestigious award. Dick Clark Productions and NBC announced Monday, May 7th, that the youngest Jackson sibling will receive the coveted Icon Award at this year's Billboard Music Awards. Along with receiving the honor, Jackson is also scheduled to deliver a highly anticipated performance, which will be her first on television in 9 years. Okay. Jackson joins an exclusive Icon Club that includes Neil Diamond, Stevie Wonder, Prince, Jennifer Lopez, Celine Dion, and Cher. Kelly Clarkson will host the 2018 Billboard Music Awards, which will broadcast live from MGM Grand Garden Arena on Sunday, May 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So there you go. Gina Davis, actress famous for Thelma and Louise and what is it? The Long Kiss Goodnight. She's been acting for a long time. She's great. Gina Davis and Dr. Reza Jahari are divorcing after 16 years of marriage. So let's see. It's a nice picture of them when they were together. Gina Davis and her husband, Dr. Reza Jahari, are divorcing. So according to court docs obtained by E! News, the petition was filed by Reza, a neurosurgeon under the name Rob Doe, against Veronica Doe, and cited irreconcilable differences as the cause in the split. That's always such a vague term that people use. And when people say that, when they're filing for divorce, you don't know what happened. There's always a guess, but when they use that term, you throw your hands up like, what's that mean? So, the doctor is also requesting that the Oscar-winning actress be denied any request for spousal support. According to the documents, the pair separated December 15th of last year, 2017. Reza is 47 and Davis is 62. Wow, okay. I didn't know that was that age difference between the two of them. They have 3 children together, a 13-year-old twin boys, Kais and Kian, and a 16-year-old daughter, Alize, or if I'm saying the names right. They were married on September 1st, 2001. This was Davis's 4th marriage. Previously, she was married to Richard Imolo from 1982 to 83, actor Jeff Goldblum from 87 to 90, and Cutthroat Island director Rennie Harlan from 93 to 98. In 2006, Davis opened up to Good Housekeeping about the duo's 15-year age difference. Quote, "A relationship with him seemed a little far-fetched," she said. "I remember thinking, this guy is cute and ridiculously young at first. To be honest, I was just approaching it like something that would be fun. Okay, of course. I wasn't thinking too far ahead of the game. The amazing thing is when we started to spend more and more time together, there wasn't anything about our age difference that stuck out. It was like I was sitting there saying, what do you mean you don't know who the Beatles are? It doesn't feel like we were from different generations. Now we barely notice it at all." Let me make sure. Let me back that up again because I may have said that wrong. She's basically saying that she didn't have to, even though they had this 15-year age difference, she could still relate to him in conversation. She was afraid it was going to be a conversation where she had to explain to him who the Beatles were, and that wasn't the case at all. So that sounds cool. The actress also said, "I said to Reza, you're about to become someone's 4th husband. What on earth are you thinking?" But as for myself, I wasn't nervous at all. I really did feel that I had turned a corner, that I had pulled off changes that were real and permanent. And it was exciting to know I was marrying someone who I can be cranky or selfish in front of, and he doesn't run screaming from the room or judge me for it. It's like I discovered a whole other way to live. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that divorce. So, in more entertainment news, why Roseanne tackled Muslim panic head on in her most recent episode of her television series. In the short 7 weeks that it's been on the air, ABC's revival of Roseanne has courted its fair share of controversy, and tonight's episode is no different. In Go Cubs, that's the name of the episode, the revival's 7th episode to air, Roseanne Connor was forced to confront her bias against people of Muslim faith, when she needed to befriend her new neighbors in order to use their Wi-Fi so granddaughter Mary could Skype for her mother Gina, who's stationed over in Afghanistan. It was an episode that allowed for the series to play Roseanne's Islamophobia for laughs before delivering something of a heartwarming, "we're more alike then we are different message. And it was an idea that came from Roseanne Barr herself. That's cool. This picture of Roseanne in her bathrobe and her sister Jackie behind her, and they're at their neighbor's house. As they open the door, the neighbors look kind of standoffish, like, who are these people? They look kind of afraid in the picture. It's kind of funny. Roseanne said, what if a Muslim family lives next door? And all the writers looked at each other for about 5 seconds and went, yeah, we're doing that. Co-executive producer David Kaplan explained in a featurette released by the network, she starts from being very fearful from this family that moved in next door that she doesn't know. And once she gets to know them, she realizes there's probably more similarities than differences. He continued, and she was pretty clear about that she wanted to get a comeuppance for her own bias. That was her idea, Roseanne's. While Roseanne does get a comeuppance, she also gets to undergo a very special episode, sort of transformation, coming to her neighbor, Fatima, who's played by Ann Bidian, defense in the grocery store with a full-throated rebuke of a cashier's ignorant comments. I want people to laugh. That's my main focus, is that it's funny. And in the funny, it's kind of heartwarming, Barr explained. I don't think about how I can break territory. I just thought it would be really relevant for a show about immigrants and prejudice. So we find a way to cut to the humanity of each other. And I like that for, my show. That's pretty cool. Right on, Roseanne, right on. So, also looks like Spike Lee states, I look at the world differently after Black Panther. Okay. So let's see what that's about. Alec Baldwin and Spike Lee's hour-long conversation during the Tribeca Film Festival on Tuesday took a journey into classic cinema's past. Both men picked one favorite film to kick off a wide-ranging conversation that touched on their New York upbringings and crafts as an actor and director, respectively. Baldwin, who led the conversation in downtown New York City, picked 1954's On the Waterfront, starring one of his young acting idols, Marlon Brando, of course, as his movie of choice, while Lee chose 1951's A Place in the Sun, starring Montgomery Clift, Elizabeth Taylor, and Shelley Winters. Spike was also asked to weigh in on the game-changing Black Panther. And Spike said, quote, my brother, Lee answered one audience member, I've seen it 4 times, and I will say I look at the world differently. I look at the world now differently, before Black Panther and after Black Panther. That changed everything, especially for people of color. That was what Spike said, and there's a nice scene from the Black Panther film. Baldwin then piped in to say, I think these modern times where we're trying to all be more sensitive and more inclusive, don't you want to know what I think? To which the audience member jokingly replied, I was actually going to ask you about Infinity War. Disney/Marvel's Avengers Infinity War opening this weekend is expected to score, well, it opened up last week, expected to score, or 2 weeks ago actually, the top domestic debut of all time for superhero pick. The tentpole is a mashup that includes the Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, and his army, along with Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., Thor, Chris Hemsworth, Captain America, Chris Evans, Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, and the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, as they join forces with the Guardians of the Galaxy crew to stop the evil Thanos, played by Josh Brolin. The Avengers holds the record for the biggest superhero launch with 207.4 million, followed by Black Panther's 202 million. They are the only 2 superhero films to have crossed 200 million in the debut weekend. Pretty cool. And now, folks, for Drake's Nice for What? Well, here it is, folks. Drake unfollows ex-Rihanna on Instagram after she tells Vogue they don't have a friendship. And there's a nice picture of the two of them kind of snuggled up, posing. He's got his tux on. They look like they were a cute couple if there ever were one. So, in the wake of Rihanna's new Vogue interview, in which she says that she and former Flame Drake don't have a friendship anymore, it appears she no longer has Drake as a follower on Instagram as well. In the Vogue piece, Miss Fenty revealed that she felt awkward as the Toronto native was professing his undying love for her on stage at the 2016 MTV Video Music Awards. After reportedly wincing at the mention of Drake's name by the Vogue writer, she admitted, waiting through that speech was probably the most uncomfortable part. I don't like too many compliments. I don't like to be put on blast. And when asked about her current status with Drake, she said, although they weren't enemies, we don't have a friendship. I mean, Yeah, that's kind of like a gut check right there. Yeah. I felt bad after hearing that. Ouch. There's no word on exactly when the 31-year-old rapper hit unfollow on his one-time crush, but he was still following her as recently as last week. She has now followed him for several months. Rihanna is currently dating Saudi billionaire businessman Hassan Jamil, with whom she was first spotted in June 2017. She spoke to Vogue about their low-key romance, but did not mention Jamil, who's 29, by his name. I used to feel guilty about taking personal time, but I also think I never met someone who was worth it before, she said. Even mentally, just to be away from my phone, to be in the moment that has been key for my growth. Now, when I come to work, I'm all in, because before you know it, the years will go by. I'm glad I'm taking this time. I'm happy. So that's the report with Miss Rihanna and Drake. So, and in more news, Ariana Grande and Mac Miller break up. Apparently she's back on the market, y'all. We have learned that there's no tears left. The No Tears Left to Cry singer and Mac Miller have broken up. We're told they split because of their busy work schedules, but remain close friends. They love each other, but as close friends. One of the couple's last public appearances together was during the 2018 Oscars weekend, when they were spotted at Madonna's always exclusive after party. Earlier this week, Ariana attended the 2018 Met Gala solo. Ever since taking their romance public in August 2016, the pair has experienced some unforgettable memories together. In addition to starring in My Favorite Part music video and performing on stage together, the professionals developed a special bond away from cameras. And yes, they also created some unforgettable collaborations, including the song The Way. Just because we're two people who are in love and have a great relationship doesn't mean I'm going to get weird about this incredible music we make, Max shared on Power 105's The Breakfast Club. I'm here to talk about music, and I happen to be in a fantastic relationship with someone I also enjoy making music with, so those lines can get blurred very easily on what I'm here trying to do. Just last year, Ariana covered Cosmopolitan's April issue, where the side-to-side singer admitted to having feelings for Mac for a long time. We have loved and adored, respected each other since the beginning, since before we even met, just because we were fans of each other's talents, she told the publication. Moving forward, Ariana is focused on her new album titled Sweetener. In fact, Mac appeared more than supportive of the project on Twitter last month. Very proud of this girl right here. Welcome back. We missed you, he shared with his followers, one of a kind. Ariana is also set to open the 2018 Billboard Music Awards on May 20th on NBC. So there you go. Sorry about the breakup. Jim Carrey, folks, is back. Jim Carrey plays an obsessed cop accused of assault in the Dark Crimes movie. Officer Taddick, the man in charge of the investigation, verbally assaulted me on numerous occasions. Famed author Christoph Kozlov tells press waiting on the steps of a police station in this exclusive clip from Dark Crimes. He threatened to beat me, and then he wanted to throw me from the third floor window and say that I committed suicide. His words were, 2 seconds and it's done. In this R-rated thriller from director Alexandros Avranos, Taddick is played by Jim Carrey, an officer hell-bent on solving a murder that appears plucked from the pages of one of Kozlov's novels, which is why Kozlov reveals his intentions to sue Taddick. He retreats to the station bathroom, where he angrily kicks a garbage can and tries to compose himself, only for an underling to interrupt him. Sir, they may want to see you upstairs. And the movie poster says it takes a dark mind to solve a twisted crime. And it's got Jim Carrey with his hair cut short, and he's got this beard, and he looks it's a salt and pepper beard, and he looks very pensive and dark. It looks cool. And it's from the executive producers of The Revenant and Black Mass. So I definitely want to see that movie. It says when police, so here's the synopsis. When police officer Taddick Carey finds similarities between an unsolved murder and a crime outlined in a book by famed writer Christoph Kozlov, Taddick begins to track Kozlov and his friends and his girlfriends, a mysterious sex club worker, Charlotte Gainsbourg, That's the actress. As his obsession with Kozlov grows, Tedek descends into a deadly underworld of sex, lies, and corruption to find the shocking, deadly truth. So, wow. And Dark Crimes is now available exclusively on DirecTV and in theaters on demand as of May 18th. So look for that film. Well, folks, once again, thank you for listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is Captain Keith. I appreciate all of you, good people of Earth and the known universe. And until next time, we'll see you somewhere out in space.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. From movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.